yes, they wish that their child gets the most of everything in here because they want them to become smarter than them, graduate, and get a better job than them. Like I could tell based on some of the parents' hands, they're like my dad's, construction site worker, while others who wear business suits. Some of them were much poorer than others, but of course I already know I could tell based on some of their hands or their clothing. Not all the families have, or some of the families that I saw were just single parent families, like either a single father or a single mother. So they don't, not all the students have like fatherly or motherly love because like they only have one of the parents and that's it. So through us, they always ask us for hugs or they saw us as like a older brother or father figure. We did not try to take advantage of it, we just did our best to make sure that they feel loved and appreciated. That's really how I was taught in, like, even with CPC, Chinese Planning Council, and even with Immigrant Social Services. That's how I saw at these ethnic schools, that they were well respected. They did not assume anything evil on us. They did not blame us for anything dumb like in U Camp Center. So when a student asks for a hug, I can't help it, but I want to give them a hug. Like, yes, you are loved, you are cared for. I do not like to see any of the students sad. When they're crying, I literally just want to hug them in order to make sure that they are okay. But John stops me when they're crying because he knows that if I hug them, I'm gonna start bawling. That's because that's how I am. Like, even though, like, yes, at first, in every program, it doesn't matter what program it was, the students found me scary. They said my resting biatch face was scary because I always look angry. I look angry. That's what they said. I always look angry. When it's just like my resting face. Resting face, angry. But once they get to know me, in every single program, there was like a little system that says how was your teacher today? Where did you feel good? Like circle this, and then of course we erase it. This is how we did it, like for like CPC and ISS, like where the students give us their reports on us, like how well we did. Like, did we do good? Did they feel good? Are they still angry? Are they sad? Or that? Most of the students circled, like there was these three options when it comes to like how your teacher like was acting. A teddy bear, a lion, or a puppy. And there was one more option, the owl. But the owl had like, you know, like the monocle and like the graduation hat. So in other words, the teddy bear was to represent that your teacher was like, is a hugger, enjoys giving people hugs when they request it, and of course, they're the soft kind of person, the one that always like either motherly or fatherly. Mostly circled mainly when it comes to the female teachers, who like always of course like motherly. That, and this is why like most of the students called me Miss, and then my name. That's because I am a femboy. In the way I act when I finally am used to them and I know them for a while. So they can't help but call me Miss. The other teachers were just like shocked just because, like, why did they decide to choose that pronoun? Like, clearly you could see Fluffy is a male, yes, but then they realized that the way I act with the kids, I act more like a female. And then, well, I got competition. The girls got started getting pissed at Fluffy because I am more feminine than them when it comes to kids. I can't help it. I'm just that comfy. If I'm comfy, you could always see my comfy side. And of course, like, this is why, like, when John tells me not to hug the kids when they're crying, because if they're crying, my body would mimic their energy of them crying. I'll start crying. If I see that the kids are giving me smiles, I can't help it but smile. The kids are getting angry. I'll be angry for no reason, and I will not know why until I realize who the hell is angry. It just depends on the vibe. What kind of vibes the students are giving, and who am I told to look after. And some of them are angry, some of them are confused, some are just silly, some of them are happy, and others cannot help it. So it's very entertaining to see how they're acting and figure out how they're feeling when it comes to those times, like, where we go into the calm down corner so that they can relax, breathe in, breathe out, calm down. Especially if they had like a fight with a friend or another classmate. You never know. And of course, who they normally place with them? Me. But they always put me to mainly deal with the girls because those are the ones that kept hugging me the most. The boys, they only wanted me only when it comes to playing games, because they were like me. I am still a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm still a fan of Pokemon. So when it came to those games, that's the only thing the boys only wanted to play. They're like, hey Mr. Ricky, can you duel me? Hey Mr. Ricky, can you battle me in Pokemon? I couldn't help it, I said yes. Because I always wanted to make time for both. When it came to the girls always just asked for hugs. That's it. It's always going to be the girls always asking me for hugs and to draw things for them. I don't mind with their drawing requests, I will do it. Even if it takes me like a few minutes, if it takes me like an hour. But I always reward them with either the hug if they requested it, or with the drawing, depending on if they finish their homework and if me or the other teachers like June and our other co-workers has already checked that and we have confirmed it. Because with her attendance, there's always like a homework check to check it to see like if they completed all their homework, especially with their form matters. So yeah. So I did my best for them. And then there was, well, where Fluffy was let go just because ISS was saying that, well, it was a summer program at the time. They hired Fluffy for the summer school program. They said they realized literally after like 2 weeks in that we are not getting our second wave of students, and that they technically hired too many teachers and not getting many students to join. But at least this after school is respectable in my opinion. What do I mean they're respectable? They did not mistreat me. They did everything they could to try to keep me. So looking for in a school that paid me well. They gave me good employee benefits. They gave me an, what do you call it, a 401k. Even though I'm not a full-time employee, I was just a part-timer. But they treated me with respect and introduced me to more than one school. I was in both PS 124. But it was the one in Manhattan, Chinatown. Let me see, it was the one near Confucius Garden, if I remember correctly. PS 124. The Young Wing School, yes, that one. I used to work there. The security guards knew me, they always waved high at me. Especially the nice Hispanic or black one, and sometimes the Asian auntie. The Asian auntie was the most respectable one of all. Because the fact that, well, they couldn't help it but just like smile, give us a smile the minute we entered. Like when the minute we, in June, and the other coworker entered, she couldn't help but smile, greet us in, telling us that do we have our badges and everything to show proof that we're part of social services. And of course we always said, yes, auntie, we got it. And then we showed it to her. And yeah, it was very fun. Those days where it's like just literally just help the kids, like first pick up the kids in the auditorium, bring them to the gym, let them get their energy out, let them get their facilities, their energy out, so that way like when they're in the classroom, they're not gonna feel like they wanna run, they're gonna wanna do this, they're gonna wanna do that. Just feel like, yes, like I had the right amount of energy just to sit down, do our homework, maybe yap a bit. We didn't mind it during the IFS days, like, hey, as long as you finish your homework, you may still be talking to each other, you may eat your snackies. Just as long as they're not the messy kind, like for example, anything sticky. Like we wanted to make sure that the classroom was still clean. So no sticky foods. So let's say, or nothing that leaves like too much of a mouth. Like for example, let's say you're eating the gummies, like I forgot what the hell it was. It was like a gummy. Oh, dots. Yes, dots. Like if you're eating dots, like we don't mind. Like just make sure that you don't make a mess. If one falls on the floor, you know the rule. Pick it up, throw it out, please. Don't make it too much of a mess. After like a few minutes in, like after we were done with the gym time, we go to the classroom. We did everything to help them with their homework. Like midway through the program, we were like, it's lunch. Well, technically it is snack time because like that's what that's different program. Even though I see it like a lunchtime, I am not gonna lie, though it's more like a lunchtime too, in my opinion. So we bring them to lunch. The nice lunch ladies, it doesn't matter what kind they are, because it's always a mix depending on the day. Here, the nice black gentleman, the nice white gentleman, the nice white lady, the nice Asian lady, and the tia that randomly comes in, saying that of course, like, well, what do you guys want to eat? Lo más solo uno para todos. So just literally just like one tray, one food. You know, they all choose. That's how she always tells me. Like just because she sees me, she starts speaking Spanish, thinking that the kids know Spanish. Sadly, only one of the kids knew Spanish just because, like, well, he lets grandpa always spoke in Spanish to him, so that, of course, apparently his son or his daughter-in-law know what the hell he's saying when he's trying to spoil his grandson. So, of course, like,